Hi my loves, welcome back. So I have another freebie for y'all, another gift. This is going to be my second course preview for my destiny swapping course coming next month. And this one is very, very important, and it's one of the most deep inner work concepts that I teach in there. And it's one of them that helped me the most. Because everything that I talk about in this course, I've dealt with, I've processed, I've embodied the transformation, and what we're going to be talking about today is energetic deficits. And the Capricorn moon, the full moon is coming tomorrow, and this is perfect timing because I'm a Capricorn moon, y'all, so I know how this transit works. And if you know how to use Capricorn moon energy correctly, you can really 10x your healing. And the reason that I am so hell-bent on inner work when it comes to this course is because the reality is these predators, the people that will destiny swap with you, and predators in general, they don't like a fair fight. They are not apex predators, okay? 9 times out of 10, they go after people who have childhood trauma and wounding because you start out with an energetic deficit. Okay? And this is their way in. Let me be very clear. This is not your fault. Okay? It's just reality and what happens when you are not given the childhood that you need and deserve. But unfortunately, it is your responsibility to heal it so that you can not only heal the damage that's been done, but you can notice these people right away and not allow them into your field, okay? So this is the diagram that I made of the energetic deficit. And basically what this means is this yellow line right here, this is baseline. This is a normal childhood where the parents are present, they're loving, they're nurturing, they are consistent in their caregiving. The child has overall stability. The parents and the family protects them and they don't cause them harm. Literally the bare minimum, okay? That's why it's called baseline. The energetic deficit, this is what happens when you don't get those things, and also you are harmed in some way or multiple ways, okay? And the reason it's called an energetic deficit is because you are literally starting out life in the negative. Because you're a child, you're still developing, okay? You didn't even get a chance to, have all your faculties intact before this stuff started happening. So it really does create an energetic deficit. And if you want to compare it to something, compare it to a bank account, okay? What is baseline? Well, you can say baseline is just $1, right? You're not in the negative. You don't have that much money, but you're not in the negative. Energetic deficit is a spiritual overdraft. And let me be clear again, because this is something that I had to understand. Yes, I'm using the term overdraft, but in no way am I saying that this issue is karmic debt. Okay? Karma and karmic loops and cycles are not as cut and dry as the West tries to make them out to be. And I can tell you all this because my Romani side, my dad's side, my gypsies, they came from India 1,000 years ago. So that Hindu and that Eastern metaphysics and spirituality is still very much ingrained in Romani culture in a lot of ways. And karma, in reality, is nothing like the West tries to make it out to be. Just because you had a piss-poor mother or father or both in this life, that does not mean that you were a piss-poor mother or father or caregiver in a past life, okay? That's a whole separate episode. But it's still a deficit because you're in survival mode. And you grow up that way. And it takes so much energy. It takes all of your energy just to survive that you can't even get here. Much less abundance and prosperity and radiance and above baseline. Okay? Alright? And let's get into how this shows up in adulthood. Let me zoom into this, y'all. Oh my, okay. So this is that same little girl grown up. And I put right here, many siren souls carry more because they had to learn to survive early. And this is so true, because if you carry siren energy, you literally have haters and ops from birth, just for existing. Ask me how I know. But anyway, this woman has leakage from the childhood trauma because she never learned boundaries. How can you learn and embody boundaries when you're not allowed to have any? When your parent is mistreating you and they are harming you, but you can't stand up for yourself because you rely on them for food. That gets ingrained in your psyche. Okay? And I put chronic emotional overexertion because she's trying to deal with life in the present day. And also she has all this backlog. All these rips and tears in her aura. Okay? People pleasing, emotional labor, holding it all together. Okay? She learned to be a safe place for others. And she carries what others won't. And she keeps the light on even when she's running on empty. And she does so much, but she never feels like enough. This shit is deep. And these things in this diagram are exactly what predators notice. Okay? And that becomes the entry point for further harm. And I'm going to be talking about how I healed this within myself. I had to get into my dark feminine, which in reality, it's just your inner masculine, okay? It's your boundaries, it's your structure, it's your fire. And one way that you can start with this is cut off any toxic person in your life, especially if it's the person that caused the wounds in the first place. Chances are they have not changed, and they will not change, and you're only hurting yourself. You know, because you cannot, it creates a bottleneck. You cannot heal the damage that they've done if you're still choosing to be emotionally connected to them, because it's just piling on top of it. And it creates layers and layers of stuff. And also the people that, you know, were attracted to you because of your wounds. You gotta cut them off too if you want to heal it. And I put, like, the huntress imagery with this. Because, I have a lot of, like, mermaid, siren, deep ocean energy. But I also have huntress energy, right? Like, when I want something, when I have a goal, I am tunnel vision. And that's just my ADHD. But, I really, got some balls. Some lady balls. As one of my teachers, Amina Irfan, says. And as a woman, you have ovarian power. Your balls just live on the inside. You know? But your inner masculine has to be there to, set shit straight and tell people to fuck off. Because it's going to protect your feminine light, your softness, your beauty, your soul. And without it, you leak energy and you give up your power. Okay? Again, I'm not telling y'all anything that I don't know already and haven't embodied. And this concept, this dark feminine, this took me a while. When I was dealing with destiny swapping in the beginning portion, I gave my power away. And I've told y'all that many times. I've admitted to it. And God bless the godparents I have now that adopted me for gently and protectively calling me out on that, because they were right. But I didn't know what I was dealing with. Okay? And another thing is, like, from what I've experienced, there's two types of women right now, for the most part. There's ones that are a little bit too much in their masculine, and they need help getting back to the feminine, which is understandable because of how society is. And then there's also women that are, I'm not going to say they're too much in their feminine, but they don't have enough masculine energy. And that was me. And I know why. It's because I was raised by my dad as a single father, and you would think that, you know, him raising me by himself, that I would end up a tomboy. But actually, it was the complete opposite. But what happened is he passed away super unexpectedly when I was 21. And I had to grow the fuck up overnight and move out on my own and start my life by myself. While grieving. While running an estate and being an executrix. It was terrible. And I had no masculine energy. I had no boundaries. I didn't even know, like, that I needed masculine energy because I never had to have it. Because I had my daddy. You know? If anybody tried to fuck with me, he wouldn't handle it. And so, my dad, like, he wanted me to be a woman. He never pushed me to be masculine. And I appreciate him for that. But the one person that made sure that I was safe in this world, physically and otherwise, was ripped away from me. And it's been a journey, you know. But the dark feminine is very necessary. And like it says right here, healing starts with boundaries. You cannot heal these wounds if you keep allowing the same people into your life that caused them in the first place. Because they're just throwing poison on your wounds. You know? And it's a hell of a lot easier said than done sometimes, and I get it. But this is so necessary. This is like the missing key. Okay? And then once you get through that portion, then you kind of come back into your light and you integrate that inner masculine. And you can kind of switch between masculine and feminine as you need to. Because as women, we have to have a little bit of masculine energy. Okay? And this is what that looks like. You know, you have a lot of emotional intelligence. She is her own safe anchor. I like this part right here because it illustrates the overflow that she has. And she, like it says, she thrives by reclaiming her destiny and her right to feel joy. Alright? Self-compassion, inner peace, integrating authenticity. She empowers others through her radiance, and her presence alone is a gift to everyone around her. She's empowered, she's whole, and she's worthy. Because as the feminine, you have the power to regenerate yourself. We have that gift because we can bring life. Whether you have a uterus anymore or not, whether you get your cycle or have ovaries or not, it doesn't matter. That regenerative property and energy is encoded in your feminine DNA. Okay? And this is how you get not only to baseline, like, let's go back. This, if nothing else, will get you to baseline. Okay? But as a feminine, we don't like survival. Especially if you've been through everything, the type of stuff I'm talking about. You want to thrive. You don't just want baseline. But this will get you there so that you can get here. Okay? And looking back, I am thankful for this destiny swapping issue that I dealt with for years. at this moment in time, I am not thankful for the shit that I went through as a child that caused it, that attracted those predators. That part I still gotta make peace with. I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. But the spiritual warfare, I'm thankful because these people tried to take my path from me before I even knew what it was. And I'm thankful because if everything had unfolded, like if I was doing what I'm doing right now 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready. And I actually found a note in my phone from 6 years ago of course ideas. And I damn sure was not ready. But my higher self was letting me know that that was in my field and that was in my path, you know? But I had to become the woman that embodies what the fuck she teaches. You know? And this type of woman, my godmother, is a great example of this. Of like a literal embodiment of the divine feminine and the way that she carries herself. Some of my other teachers are, Mina Arfan as well. Like, their presence and them carrying themselves the way that they do and having the lives that they do and being the example that they are, that alone is a gift. Them just being who they are and who they've become is a gift to everyone around them. Because the feminine is life-giving, okay? But you have to give life to yourself first. Alright? So, let's go back and recap one more time. That's the energetic deficit in childhood. This is it manifesting in adulthood. This is how you get to baseline and start to heal. And then this is your overflow. This is when all that good energy comes back to you. This is soul reclamation. Okay? But it is a process. And I do have a gift for y'all. So I made a really fun quiz that you answer the different questions. It's not that many. It's like 8 questions, I believe. And you choose whichever answer best fits you. And depending on your answer, this quiz will tell you the energetic state of your destiny, of your path. Whether it's blocked, so your roads are closed, whether it's being siphoned, whether it's being rerouted, or if everything is good and it's just activating. Okay? And that's like the first step to walking your path if you've been dealing with destiny swapping, is knowing what you're dealing with. And you can get that gift at siren-coded.com/join. And if you're already on my email list, check your inbox because I have emailed it out to my already existing email list once or twice. It says like gift for you or something. Okay? But again, siren-coded.com/join. And then if you would like to explore the course, go to siren-coded.com/destiny for the sales page. Afterpay is available at checkout. And early bird pricing is live, but the price will go up on July 16th when I launch it. Okay? I love y'all so much. Comment down below if you have any questions. I will put the links in the description. And let me know in the comments what y'all think. The Capricorn moon is like literally the perfect time to do this inner work. Okay? My formula for healing that works for me being a Cancer, Sun, Capricorn, Moon, is I do my best to release the negativity and the pain and trauma and stuff. And then whatever I'm having a hard time with and the residue, then I try to alchemize it and turn it into something positive for myself and for others, especially other women. That's just my little formula. Because it was either that or I burn all this shit down. So I chose the first option, the alchemy. Just being honest. But before I close out, I want to say something else. My work is for women that want to take charge of their path. Okay? Do rituals and spiritual work and witchcraft, do these things help and make a difference in our lives? Yes. Absolutely. It is one of the greatest gifts to us from the Divine Feminine. However, I don't promise quick fixes. Okay? But I give it to you in a way that moves a hell of a lot quicker than if you were doing it by yourself, like I did for years. Okay? The work works if you do. And that's why I combine inner work and ritual work, because they both have their place. Okay? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Enjoy your full moon. I might post some journal prompts tomorrow. I might send some to my email list that are really good for this Capricorn moon that will help. And I have another gift coming for y'all next week. And I'll give you a hint. It's a lot more fun than this icky trauma-coded bullshit. But unfortunately, we have to deal with this, right? The gift that I'm coming out with is mermaid-coded. Okay, because in the Destiny Swapping course, I include, stuff to get you, get yourself back. Get your good juju back. It's not all about trauma. I put a honey jar tutorial in there, and I'm going to teach y'all how to make a seashell grid to charge your honey jar. You've heard of a crystal grid? Well, imagine a seashell grid, because seashells, in my opinion, are twice as powerful as crystals, because they not only have earth energy, they also have water. So the next gift to y'all is going to be a little bit more fun, because the feminine thrives in joy, and joy is so healing to us, and it's super important. So stay tuned for that, okay? It's coming next week. Alright? But to get there, you gotta do this nasty inner work. Okay, not nasty, but you'll know what I mean. It's not fun most of the time when you're in it. But it's necessary. Okay? I love you. Bye.